It's a mediocre time with Tom and Dan.
Put some respect on my name.
Respect our name.
I ain't gonna say it no more.
You crack ass motherfuckers.
Hey, hope you guys are enjoying the synthwave. We do have our guest here. I'm going to kill it and get it out of here. Thank you for those of you that are joining us. I'd have to put that other computer on and make sure this works. Oh, God, please work. 1,000 here. Change that. And then turn it on and then hit admit. Hello.
Haley, how you doing?
Can you see us or hear us?
How are you?
Hey,
Good.
All right, we did it. We got new cameras and everything in here, and I was so afraid that it wasn't going to work, and it worked, and that made me feel a lot better. Give me 1 second to make you look a little bit more presentable on our screen. But hey, thanks for the time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Oh man,
Yeah, no problem.
This is really, really cool. We actually have some pretty excited to ask you some questions.
And I'm
here.
sure Tracy told you, but we just do this segment every week called Weird Job Wednesday, where we just highlight someone's job and what they do for a living. So that's basically it.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Pretty.
I can
It's
answer questions on that.
yeah.
Awesome.
It's relatively easy. And then we used to be the brand ambassadors of Orlando City Soccer, so like we know a little bit about that world a
Enough
little.
to be dangerous, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we actually, and I'm very proud of this. We named Kingston. And I am
big time.
I am very proud. I would say out of
The
all
greatest accomplishment.
Well, I mean, look, he's beloved, right? Like, I think it's pretty cool. Not many people can say that they named a mascot.
Fans keep asking me if we're gonna get a
mascot.
a mascot on the Pride side, and I just work here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
You know,
I would tell them I have more important things
my
to do.
job is soccer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to win games, man. Get the hell out of here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. You begin. Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube right now. We'd love it if you join us. Just search for @TomandDan Live wherever you watch your podcast. Yeah, I know podcasts used to be audio. They're not anymore. Wake up, Grandma.
Is that what we're saying?
Wake up, Grandma.
Should we get right into some weird job?
Yeah, let's not waste really professional people's times. Ladies and gentlemen, the original Weird Job Wednesday theme song. Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh, yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
I forgot how embarrassing it is.
Yeah,
to sit
that was excruciating for me.
while
And
the
I
guest
had to
is
sit
like,
there and watch our guests smile. And
I don't think I've ever been more excited to be on a podcast after that sort of.
yeah, that's
so-
what we wanted to hear.
On Zoom with us, Vice President of Soccer Operations for the Orlando Pride, Haley Carter's on the line. How you doing,
How you
Haley?
doing?
I'm well, thank you guys.
Hey,
Thanks for having me on.
we got a real sports powerhouse on here now. So
Yeah.
we're kicking our asses around here a little bit. Let's talk sports.
So, Haley, what does the Vice President of Soccer Operations for the Orlando Pride do?
So I'm responsible for overseeing the technical staff, which is our coaching staff.
Okay.
As well as our medical and performance staffs, and all of our operations staff. So our director of team operations, the logistics gurus, the people who like really run the show behind the scenes on the soccer side, our equipment managers, player affairs manager, the individual on our team that keeps the players sorted and organized and supported. And yeah, so my job is soccer.
Yeah,
All
and
things
is
soccer.
it?
Well, keeping the soccer running, is that's seemingly almost way harder than like on the it's just like the players are gonna play the game, but
Well, like I would put it like this: how difficult, or how difficult is it to concentrate on winning games, soccer, and day-to-day operations, while the other things is it a wall of just distractions that swirl around you, and those are the like
we set pretty good boundaries. I would say, a lot of people ask me, because I'm a bit of a twofer. I'm like vice president and sporting director, and I used to be general manager, which is just a very American term for a sporting director.
right.
And a lot of fans and folks on the outside think, right, like that it's all player contracts and moving and shaking in the market and trades and transfers and that's sexy stuff, but it's such a small amount of my resources and how I spend my time. It's much more strategic and holistic leadership and leading people. And so that's a good question. Like, how difficult is it? I do have to float between, 35,000 feet, and then we'll get pulled into the weeds sometimes to help navigate some issues or things that come up. And if for no other reason than to provide top cover and advice for our staff.
And the Pride is successful. So, and sorry not to interrupt, but see, the Pride, and I think, and this is a great problem to have, is that we have a team that I feel like this, and you'll be able to tell me if this is true or not. I feel like the Pride, as soon as we got the Pride as a professional, women's, soccer team here in Orlando, they were beloved, and then they went nothing but up. Tom Sermani, before, God bless him, he's gone now, but he was my neighbor. He would invite us out to games. There was this homegrown love that, ladies in this area, men too, families, they wanted more soccer. And then with the addition of Seb Hines, another good friend of Tom and I, that were like, this guy, he was so good on our show. And then we interviewed him back in the day as a player, and he was so kind to us, would give us so much access and all of this. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it harder because you guys seemingly are successful? There are a lot of women's franchises that mean so far less. The Pride is big, though.
It's been a journey for the Pride to be successful on the field and off the field as well. We like each other. You talk about Seb and I have a great relationship.
He's awesome.
And we've created an environment where we have a lot of fun together. It's probably criminal.
Yeah, but that's part of the culture, right? Like that's part of the culture of the team.
It's high pressure, high stress, but it's just a game. At the end of the day, it's a game, and we've got to create an environment where people appreciate that. I got the best job in the world. I wake up and I get to be around pro athletes. I get to lead a group of incredible staff members who I just really enjoy spending time with and navigating hard things with. And I get to be out on a field every day doing things that I love with the people that I really appreciate. So yeah, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I think of all the jobs I've had in my life, and I've had many. I've lived many lives.
We have some questions about those. Hopefully we can ask. Tom's loaded. He's ready to go.
It's probably the hardest job I think I've had, just from you got to be all in, and we're in the people business, right? Like in pro sports, your capital assets are human beings. So supporting them and investing in them, both the staff and the athletes, like it will age you a few decades. Like you gotta that's why I say you gotta be really serious about boundaries, like we tend not to pay much attention to what fans and talking heads are saying. And
I had that written down. I was gonna ask you how you manage the noise, because I am not, admittedly, the noise and what we do, critiques. I'm not good at it. I'm very
he gets frozen as soon as he hears it.
I do.
You read it.
Yeah, I read it.
I'm like aware of it. Like I'll read it but we're such a black box from a competitive standpoint, because we don't want our competitors to know what's going on. Like the downside of that is fans also don't know what's going on. So, there's a lot of opinions out there, but they're coming based on very little information. So you can't really get upset too much about takes that, just aren't.
Yeah. And
really
sometimes
that
they're just takes. And that's a hard thing for me to understand, because I'm not the type of person that just does things because it's just a take. I'm not a just a take guy. I wouldn't do that.
Well, Haley, I'm sure this happens in all sports, in all organizations, where the fans are like, what's this organization doing? And the organization's like, we can't tell you because that will tell our competitors.
Because they'll be telling our competitors. Yeah.
So it's funny that people,
they're always wanting injury updates, availability, like technical decisions, why we rotate a roster one way or the other. And I'd love to let them know, but I really don't want our competitors to also know.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Winning matters in our industry and profession. So, that's why you can't, like, fan fiction is a real thing. You can't get upset about it. Like there are times when we'll try and plant some truth out there so folks know, because I think it's helpful. But for the most part, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's funny too, because sometimes they don't even like the truth. You went to all this trouble to put it out there, and they're not even paying attention to it.
They can't handle the truth. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you did there.
Haley, not to get too sidetracked from the Pride, but I have to ask you, you were an assistant coach for the Afghanistan women's national team?
I was. Yeah, I was.
And you also helped people get out of Afghanistan in 2021. It dawned up, because when I was reading your bio and you were talking about high stress jobs, I was like, man, that seems like a insanely high stress job.
Getting people out of Afghanistan is what you did to prepare yourself for the Pride, right? Like, yeah.
As it turns out, like once you spent time as a female Marine officer, like
you're good.
It's all downhill from there. I did. I coached Afghanistan and from 2016 to 2019.
Wow.
Really the end of 2018, and then we navigated some pretty serious adversity.
Oh yeah.
When the Taliban took over, it was just sort of fortuitous that their assistant coach was a former Marine officer and still had a lot of connections in the State Department and national security community. Wow. And a lot of attorneys, like our staff, we were connected with some fabulous immigration attorneys and human rights attorneys, and our staff was actually very similar to what we have in Orlando at the Pride, that everybody has their skill set and checks their ego at the door and shows up with what they're good at, and
nice.
We use those skills to complement each other and get shit done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I love it. It.
So Haley, let's talk about recruiting and scouting. Because I know you were a former scout, correct?
Yes.
And when you
I've always wanted to talk to somebody who scouts players and what you look for, or is it you look for so many different things?
What's the normal channels in women's soccer? We may not know.
So we have a director of scouting and analytics.
Okay.
Kat Connor. She's a former collegiate coach who she hates it when I tell people this, so I love to tell them. But she was actually she was my Olympic development program coach when I was 15.
Wow.
And now I was fortunate enough to bring her in to work for us. And
yeah, Tom likes to tell people that he was my intern. I see what you're doing. Yeah, I see what you're doing. It's an age thing.
It's a way to bully him, Haley. Without
and we have a sports person here. He's going to bully another sports person. He likes to bully me because he was my intern. I see how this works.
It's called truth bullying. You're just saying the truth.
Bullying, yeah. And she's fabulous. We also have a talent identification scout. And they watch a lot of games. We've got position profiles. Seb and I, you need to have position specific profiles, like things you look for each player in every position, because we have a certain way that we want to play, and those remain consistent. But we also we want versatile players, like players that can play in multiple positions. So of course we've got a whole slate of attributes, and we analyze data, and we also watch video. Like that's why it's great having Kat, because from an eye test standpoint, like she knows good footballers, and then we can use the data to either confirm or deny what we can see for ourselves.
Yeah. And a lot of times that's just something people are like through reps and I guess maybe natural talent. They have this ability to just look at players and go, I know what that is. No.
Yeah. And the league is also like a difficult league to moneyball in. You can't really moneyball athletes in the NWSL. But what I will say is our one of our biggest attributes, and probably the singular most important thing, is character and how an athlete's going to fit into the culture that we're building. It's the culture is not for everybody. It's here no one's more important than the club. And everything we do together, and we do it as a team. We make decisions together as a team, and obviously I'm accountable singularly, but it's everything is about the team. And so if you're going to come in with an ego, or you're going to come in, just wanting to be a superstar and look out for yourself, that this isn't the place for you. And we've passed on some athletes who are highly talented athletes because we just didn't feel like they were going to fit into the culture, and we're comfortable with that. The other thing too is with the way that the league is structured, the NWSL just got rid of the college draft. It's like the first major American league to not have a college draft, and that aligns it more with what you see in the international soccer.
Sure. Yeah. Tom and I have talked about that
everybody's a free agent.
Yeah, since we worked at Orlando City, we talked about the farm,
the draft is weird to soccer specific.
Yeah. So you have to spend as much time recruiting as you do scouting.
Right.
You got to really have a good sort of pitch deck and an idea of what your sporting project is to bring these players in. And
so again, the culture is probably like to athletes coming here, like you said, it's not a fit for everybody, but I would imagine most people like I'm sure the weather, playing around here, the fans, the people that show up. I mean, we get good crowds. I mean, these are all boxes that we check that I know other places don't. Yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
Haley, I've always been curious to ask a soccer scout this question because I think we're familiar with the story of like in American football of like a tall tight end being drafted by the NFL, but he played basketball and they're like, oh, he's super athletic. He fits all the traits that we need. We'll teach him how to play the position. And in soccer, it seems like if you don't start at a young age, your ball handling skills just aren't there.
You don't have enough time on.
So is there a cutoff age where like someone like, oh, they started soccer a little too late for me to feel comfortable with them as a player? Like you need to start at X age.
I think it depends on the position, right? I think there's been examples historically of goalkeepers, especially that are multi-sport athletes that have played volleyball or basketball or other sports that just have phenomenal hand-eye, foot-eye like coordination. They just get it, and they can pick things up really quickly. It's not that frequently that you see that, but even within the game itself, right? Like you look at an athlete like Hope Solo. Hope Solo was a field player until she was about 16. She didn't really convert to playing in goal until she was older. Yeah. And
that's a great little documentary if you're looking to feed your ladies soccer. Yeah, check that one out. It's good.
So I think there's examples of it, but you're right. there's a technical aspect that can't be ignored, and some athletes can pick that up really quickly. We have athletes as well in the NWSL who have incredible pace and power, but that aren't as technical. But their pace and power can compensate for it. You don't have to be very technical if you're running 34 kilometers an hour and
Right.
Yeah,
You're cranking down
by
the
a
pitch.
player. Um, but then those are areas that you develop, right? So once we get athletes into our environment, like we have a really good idea of what their sort of strengths and weaknesses are in areas for development and opportunity. And so we actually have an individual development player, like coach,
Oh,
who
wow.
specifically athletes on the technical side of things and what they need to work on to optimize their own performance. Because we really believe if you're optimizing the individual performance, you're optimizing the team. Um, and so, yeah,
Oh, I love
it's a
all of
good.
this. I love how technical this is, but I am a diagnosed anxiety person. So as you're talking about this, I'm thinking about what you have to do day to day and how many points of contacts or how many assistants or, I don't want to besmirch anybody's title or how many like people on different arms of your octopus that you have to check in with to make sure that the team's doing well. Is that something you have to do daily or is that just...
Dude, so I have the head, so the people that report directly to me, right? I do a pretty good job of keeping the number of folks that report directly to me limited.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have quite a few people that report to them. So the head coach, reports to me, the director of scouting and analytics reports to me, the director of medical and performance reports to me. Like organizationally, our chief medical officer makes medical decisions, but from an organizational standpoint, our director of medical and performance reports to me. And then our director of team ops reports to me, and then everybody else falls under that. So, I've got touch points with those four, and I kind of have to keep it limited to those four
Sure.
because one, they're leading, and I'm empowering them as leaders to
Correct.
navigate that and delegate those things. But yeah, we have pretty regular touch points. I will say, like as a staff, we have a 7:30 huddle every morning that we're in just to prepare for what training will look like that day. Medical and performance are in it. The technical staff is in it. Our groundskeepers in it. Our equipment managers in
That's
it.
awesome.
And we go through like this is what training is going to look like. If we need to make any adjustments for player loads based on treatment schedules or rehab, we can do it then. And then once you leave that huddle, you're sort of beholden to that because that's your moment. If you need to
Speak up.
air your grievance, you got to do it then because
Yeah.
once we hit the ground, like the only adjustments we're making are adjustments on the pitch during training, um that for me is all about being loyal to the head coach, right? Because now once we leave that door, he's accountable for what happens at training. And so um if you've got opinions and you don't voice your opinions in that meeting, and then I find out about your opinions after the fact, you're not going to have a very good day.
Oh, I like
Well,
that.
Haley, I got one more question for you before we go, and this is kind of a media question, and the fact that you hear this a lot, and
I
want
bet she hates the media.
but I want to know how, how
I hate the media, and I'm part of it.
you hear in all sports, like the media, like, oh, this coach lost the locker room,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that gets thrown out, and I'm always curious to like, I wonder how much that is true, or how much is that just a cliche saying that the media wants to, throw out there, and it's like, have you witnessed that happen? How?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's instances where that happens, and it doesn't happen overnight. It happens. It's the same way you keep a locker room, right? Like those are daily decisions that you make that add up, right? It's like making deposits in a bank.
Sure.
Um, and I don't think that you lose a locker room overnight. But everybody loves a good narrative. Like the media today, they're searching for clicks and ads and I get it. Like everybody's trying to drive a good narrative. I would say I usually have a pretty good relationship with most
Nice.
of our media outlets. I've been in the game a long time. I know a lot of the you know, men and women and binary folks have been covering our game for a long time, and they'll reach out to me and ask me for information on background, and if we think it's necessary, we'll navigate it. But um, yeah, everybody loves a good narrative and a good story. And like I said, like so much of what we do is a black box.
Yeah.
And especially at my position, like a lot of the work that I do is just not privy. The media is not privy to it, and there are competitive good reasons for that.
Yeah,
Um,
and we like that too. I mean, obviously, as fans and wanting our team in Orlando to win, I'm glad that you
Hold
are.
on, I want to know everything.
I like her. He's got a gambling addiction. That's don't talk to him.
I mean, yeah, right. There's that as well.
Yeah,
you know?
it's that guy. He's
just
looking
want-
for the edge, and I just want my team to win. That's the difference in you and me.
I want to make wild speculations like I know better on the internet. Like I love it when you're like, well, I know better than the coaches and players that have been doing this their whole life. I've never even played.
I do laugh at that. Like I'll see people posting things, and I'm like, "Are you like hiding in the bushes at training, and I just don't see you? Where are you coming up with this information?"
Haley, they don't even know the rules.
Yeah, no, these are people that don't fully understand soccer.
It is always a good laugh when I'm like, "Oh, that's a good one." I've not heard that.
I like it when they get it so absolutely wrong, but they will die on the hill. But hey, thank you so much for the time today.
Listen, I appreciate their support. I appreciate y'all's support.
Oh well,
Thanks.
I mean, it's easy to support an awesome team. You guys are so good. Like it goes both ways, right?
Yeah.
It's like when the team wins, it's amazing how many people will show up. When you're on the slide, I still want all of our Pride fans to go out there and do what we do because we support City. Anything purple. We love you guys, and thanks for the time today. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, sorry. She's still getting used to this clicking things.
She's
kicked my ass.
A badass.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I like her a lot.
Yeah, former military,
badass sports person.
Yeah.
I'm
Former
gonna get you.
player. Anyway,
Coached in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
That's where they send coaches to die.
I mean, she is tough. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more of Corporate Time.
All right, nice. She was great.
Yeah, she was.
I felt underdressed because she.
Just
because of the way she spoke to me, I felt underdressed. Come on in here, dude.
Yeah, come inside, dude.
Come on in. Where's that go, D? RT?
That's Wednesday 1, and then it'll be paired with Fairfield.
Joe, gotcha.
Hey.
22. How you doing, EJ? Yeah, you said you're having a bad day. Is that an aunt like you want us to ask, or aunt? Yeah, you don't want to tell us.
No, on air.
Oh, not on air. Okay.
Well, we're on the air. Just a different type of air.
I can't turn this off.
What do you want to? You want to go on the, not the radio, but this? This stays forever. The radio. I mean, they just hear it. No one's recording it.
It's one of those things where I don't want to.
Also, just tell people you're fine. Really. Quit telling.
I want you to know why I'm melancholy, but not.
Melancholy.
Just-
What are you, a children's book?
Everybody, how you doing? It's just no one even cares when they say that. It's just a saying, and you say,
I
"I'm
do
fine."
care, actually. If I ask,
Good.
I care.
Just say good.
I wouldn't ask if I didn't care.
But even if you're not doing good, just say good. Because if you say, I'm sad, I'm like, oh my God. Jeez,
No, but the best.
Now you want me to ask
No,
you? What are you
don't,
sad
but
about?
You have to hold fast, and you have to be, I'm sad. And you have to be like, okay.
That's what I do
Yeah,
to DJ.
yeah,
Because
you
I
have to do it.
Yeah. But I hate the fact that you're trying to
Make you act.
make me
No,
act.
I don't want you
What's
to.
wrong, little baby?
I don't put it like this. I want to talk to Dan about this, not you.
You want to talk to me about
Yeah.
you? Talk to Dan.
That's
come
why-
on, come over
Daniel-
here and talk to Dan about it, baby.
I'm so glad.
Let Dan put his titties in your mouth, baby. Let me get a drink.
I portrayed a heartless, soulless robot for so long.
I
'cause
know.
No one tells me their problems. Daniel gets it
Yeah.
all. Like, Daniel will be like, oh my God, this person told me they were molested. I'm like, God damn.
Don't tell me that.
He just tell me some horrible shit. And I'm like, God damn. I'm like, no one tells me nothing.
Ooh, I know you do. I feel bad for you, Dan.
Yeah.
And then you know you're an empath.
Motherfuckers give me a hard time about having TJ Miller in, and then you'll have the audacity from having me talk
Don't
you out of killing
feed the
yourself.
trolls. Don't even worry about that. You know that guy.
bitches email me all your dumb shit, and
No,
then
you put it out there. You're
and
asking
then
for
I have
it.
to talk you off a goddamn ledge when you want to kill yourself.
You're asking for it. You put it out there. You're like, I'm an emotional magnet.
No, I'm not gonna say it anymore. I'm gonna try me. Try me. Ask me how I am. Ask me.
How you
Ask-
doing?
I'm fine. I'm better. Never been better. Everything's great. Fucking hip is awesome. I'm doing
Yeah,
all right.
We've been watching you walk online, and you're looking better.
It's getting better. I
Yeah.
gotta get the waddle out, or Tom's gonna start getting me. I got a week to get the waddle out. One week to get the waddle out.
Edwards always have the waddle. It's never going away.
I hope it never goes. Yeah. I don't want you to recover. I need to be the strongest on the show. What if you actually
You'll
started
always
getting?
be, just at a pure size. You always, even if you got
Not
fat, you can
always.
just sit on me. That's the boat road.
It's a
You know that.
50-50. There's only two of you.
Yeah.
That's not. It's like being the tallest M word. You know.
Yeah.
Hold on.
This includes all the guests.
All the guests. That
You're
lady,
not-
that
you're not
lady
as
would
strong
beat
as that
you.
lady.
The one
You're
you
not
just
as strong as
had.
that lady.
Well, yeah.
The Zoom lady would destroy you.
I mean,
Yeah.
people that come in here.
So now you're doing a bunch of
Without
qualifiers.
Haley Carter is the strongest
Non-MMA.
guest we've had on that was non-MMA.
He's still scared of Seth. Just tell him he has cancer. He'll freak
No,
out.
no.
Seth's a loose cannon. He's got so much going wrong in his life.
Oh,
All he
yeah.
needs is somebody to beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's a ticking time bomb. I'm telling you, he's gonna kill somebody.
Powder cake.
And that guy can
He
still
comes
fight.
in, he does the show, and then he leaves sad and mad.
No chance you're.
He comes in sad and mad.
Yeah.
I know, but you do too.
I-
The only difference is 500 pounds.
Hey, you guys say you didn't make fun of people the other day.
I'm just trying to make this guy laugh.
Who are you talking to that you said, oh, you were talking to TJ Miller. You said you don't call people fat to their face. I'm like, you do that to me every day.
Yeah, but we were trying to impress our rapist friend. I'm just trying to impress people that have sexual assault rumors.
Yeah, I'm not real people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at this all as a fictional universe.
Oh, okay.
All right. That was a good warm-up.
Like fat Spider-Verse. All right.
Okay, would you like to start, buddy?
Yeah.
And this is a Nerd Jock?
Yeah, starting Tuesday 1.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. We'd love it if you join us. Just search for @TomandDanLive. That is the name that gets you to our page, which we have Swervy Jones cartoons on there. By the way, he's doing broadcasts on Twitch. Go support our buddy Swervy. He's been doing these little broadcasts on Twitch, and he's been talking with like AI cartoons, and they're great. Super funny stuff. And follow us on YouTube, and you can find all of our interviews on there. Everything is curated at Tom and Dan Live on YouTube.
This weekend, the Orlando Science Center is doing Mess Fest, which is basically they're showing you how chemical combinations can create things like a foam explosion or slime or
elephant toothpaste.
Yeah, elephant toothpaste and stuff. And basically, it's a good way to show your kids or anybody interesting in chemistry how ordinary household chemicals can make really cool things happen, and they do it on a grandiose scale.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, they show you how to do it right. Like when I was a kid, I just go into the garage and get a bucket, and when my parents went to Down the Hatch, which is a seafood restaurant, and I would just dump every chemical into the bucket to see if I could start a fire. Right? You just dump every chemical into the
and
bucket,
ammonia
and you're
together.
like, this
I'm
gas.
dying.
You're like,
Mustard gas.
This gas is making me feel awesome.
We did put bleach and ammonia underneath a substantial toilet door, and the Grizz was in there.
Let's smoke him out. You smoke him out of there.
And he was coughing.
That'll kill you.
He was in there doing a
And we're all laughing about this.
And
Yeah,
we
that's the goofus. Do the gallon.
Yeah.
And go to the science center to learn how to do this.
Me and the wizard put bleach and ammonia in a white bucket, and we had our shirts over our noses. We're like, and then the Grizz
Not
is
in
in
a well-ventilated area for sure.
No, the Grizz is in there taking a deuce, and then we were sloshing it under the door.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't know, and we just heard him coughing. He was like, we laughed. And we laughed.
All right, shall
that
we
is
do it?
not endorsed by the
Yeah,
Orlando
no.
Science Center. Don't do that.
No.
That is a toxic chemical that can
Yes.
kill you.
Don't do that.
That's the only one I do
man.
know you shouldn't mix.
I think I'd still be in prison. Right? What if he died? That's it.
That's right. That's right up
Manslaughter,
there.
right?
With,
Good
that's right up
behavior.
there with throwing acid on a lady's face in France. That's
No,
crazy.
hold on.
That's how you kill. That's how crazy people
No,
kill their friends.
But we didn't know that it was lethal.
No, that's what crazy people do.
We just knew it smelled
No,
crazy.
that is right up there with throwing acid on a woman's face. That is terrible.
That's before the internet. There's no way to know. Anyway,
We had to get it through. I had to go to my satanic friend Marvin, right? And I'd be like, hey, I want to smoke my friend out while he's taking a deuce. Where's the anarchist cookbook? And Marvin would be like, well, then you have to say you really believe I believe in Satan. And I'd be like, I don't believe that. He's like, well, say it. I'll give you the. I'm like, okay, I believe you believe in Satan. Let me borrow the cookbooks. I take the cookbook home, hide it from my parents, write down the recipe to smoke out Grizz when he's taking a deuce. All right. Would you like to do the thing? Here we go.
Nerds.
Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
it's Nerd Jock with EJ. How you doing, EJ?
I'm melancholy.
Yeah, and the infinite fatness. Smashing Pumpkins joke.
Very good joke.
Melancholy and the infinite fatness. Boom.
How was my con this year?
Good. It was fantastic. I had a really good time there.
Big success.
Yeah. Tons of people doing the Mario Kart tournament and the Smash Brothers tournament.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you want to start with first? Some nerds, some jock?
Let's do the jock stuff first.
Okay.
You saw Justin Tucker got cut this
I
week.
did,
Oh,
yeah.
Under
Justin Tugger.
football-related issues.
But they had in something else coming out?
Yeah. 17 allegations.
Well, it was the Deshaun Watson
It was the ton-
massage.
Yeah. All
type
the
of deal.
memes of the Browns wanting him now.
Now, he was missing a lot of kicks last year.
Yes, he was.
And I heard someone say, like, you are not that good and have allegations, you're out of there.
Yeah.
This is a meritocracy, and there's another kicker, even though you used to be the best kicker in the league, and last year didn't go well, and you're out.
But they'll roll a
mixed with
kicker
this.
for a while, right? Like
If
okay,
you're good,
let
they'll
me ask
keep
you guys a question.
No matter what.
Like, and it's got to be just money, right? Like,
To
why
an
would they
extent.
roll? Okay, Desmond Ritter. We'll roll Desmond Ritter all year.
Yeah.
But then a kicker who misses, like Young Hoku.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why not pull an average kicker so you don't miss a lot of your kick? Because he was playing injured, remember?
Yeah.
Why not just get another scrub to come in and just hit the extra point so you don't miss those?
Because that takes a roster spot.
Yeah.
You don't want two place kickers on the roster. That's why.
But wouldn't those points have helped us on the bottom line of winning games?
It would, but they're looking at just the chances of your kicker getting hurt as compared to another O lineman.
Yeah.
You're like, you want to keep
Another
the O line.
linebacker
Linebacker or
Yeah.
quarterback.
Sure,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Because I've seen it where there's been kickers hurt during the game, and the coach is like, we'll just go for two. And it seemed like that helped them win more.
Yeah.
They just going for two the entire time. Like, like
The
get
chat
these
room,
kickers out of here.
We
You know what
have
I'm
some
doing?
Falcon fans in there. Goes to Manute Bull says, to me, he says, we signed a British man named Lenny.
Lenny from Mice
Coo-
and Men?
as Koo's competition, and Lenny apparently the rumor is that if the Young Hoku misses one time this year, he's done.
He's done.
He's done because we got Lenny, bitch.
Yeah. So it goes to show you that you start to slip at all, and then he probably would have. There's a chance he would have been replaced anyway, just from his performance last year, because they
Yeah.
don't give kickers a long leash.
No.
Because
That was kind of my
they don't.
question: is that I feel
look at
now
it, yeah.
is that a relatively new thing because of roster spots,
No.
or is that
It's consistency. Usually with kickers, they always want a consistent kicker. If you miss every once in a while,
let me
they're going to let
rephrase
it go.
my question.
But like,
as a dumb old man and as the oldest here, it seems to me that kickers used to last longer. That's phrased better.
yeah, like Tyler Bass.
Janikowski. Like I'm talking about big name kicker. Like that guy's been the kicker for the
For forever,
Colts
yeah.
for 18 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what happened?
They used to hold them a lot longer.
they seemed more consistent.
I think
because they would be doing three jobs sometimes. They would be doing the kickoffs, field goals, and punting. So they'd have one roster
you're
spot.
right.
You're using all three.
You're right.
So you'd keep that person even if he was a little shaky
Well,
on
he
field
upped
goals
his
every once in a
value
while.
to go back to what Tom's talking
Yeah.
about.
And you're holding one roster spot instead of three.
And what happened? And we'll get off kickers, but what happened to that one guy? Was he on? He's like a blonde dude, and he was like an untrained kicker, and he came into the NFL last year.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
And he was the guy there, like, oh, yeah, he does 60s all day long. He just does a 60, a 60, 60, 60. And that guy sucked, right?
Not necessarily. No, he played pretty well, and his story behind him. I know, like Jerry Jones and the Cowboys love a good hype story.
Yeah.
The
I like
publicity,
Jerry
you know?
Jones now.
So
I'm in my liking hateable people phase.
but I also believe that the like YouTube and how easy it is to show your skills made a difference as well too.
Yeah.
Because before you'd have to get a kicker. I know you send videos, but like you have to get a kicker to go try out or come to your facility. And now like you'll have a kicker do all these tricks kicks and like just show you him hitting clutch kicks all the time, and then they just have endless ways the special teams coach can just watch tons of this stuff, and then it's like, well, this guy's just as good as the guy we have, like they're easily replaceable, and they're so
Not entirely, because think about it, you got the pressure of some guy coming at you every single time. Like those videos, they're usually by themselves just kicking off a tee or something like that, or having a long snapper working with them and a holder.
I'm just saying, it seems like from just watching football as a football fan, when they bring in a new kicker, they're like, oh, this guy's new, rookie kicker. And it doesn't seem like it's like, oh, he's blowing it more. Like, it's like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like, oh, he's doing pretty good.
That's usually the case.
good.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
They're kickers. They get in their head sometimes, and it messes them up, and then that's their downfall. And then they just bring in the new guy.
Yeah.
It's usually head games, is what it's like. It's like golf. Like if it gets in your head, you're gonna miss your shots.
Yeah.
And it could be like that with comedy, right? I mean, there are plenty of people, or doing anything really. You get in there and you start freaking yourself out, or.
Also, Tucker blew any chance he has getting on any other team.
Oh, he's
after
done,
the
yeah.
allegations, they're like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Too many headaches.
We got to talk about the NBA playoffs. Have you been watching a little bit of that?
I have.
Did you watch the Knicks game last night?
I hate rooting for the Knicks because I'm supposed to hate them.
See, I don't like either one of those teams.
Jalen Brunson is awesome.
I'd rather cheer for the team that came back. That's what I was saying. Like
20 points.
20 points in the third
dude,
quarter.
that was a good game.
And they came back and won it overtime.
I very much enjoy basketball. I wish that as a young man I had stayed with the Magic and hadn't when I got into radio and everything, I kind of got career minded.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't follow it as much, and I should have, because I could still have season tickets right now. I could still be going. I like it. I like it having it on. I love basketball.
It's fun, especially the playoff time is always the best time to watch
playoff basketball, and
yeah.
they fight. It's really
They're
aggressive.
rough, yeah.
It's very aggressive, and I think that's why I kind of like it. Like hockey too, I like it when it just gets gritty.
NHL, that was the next topic I was talking about.
It's almost like these are the only games that matter, and the rest of the whole season.
I've been saying that for
80
years.
games, and they're like,
all the rest of the season, it just
then it comes down to like what?
You're like, oh wow, they're trying
dozen
hard.
It's almost like they're fighting for their lives.
They're trying way harder than usual. Anyway,
But
goes down
I
to ranking,
enjoyed
yeah.
the Magic Celtics series. I mean, for what it was, not good, but I
We're
enjoyed how
missing a lot of our
physical it
players.
was.
That's the
Yeah.
reason why.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
fun.
we'd have at least went to 7 if we had all our players.
Chat room wants to weigh in with I don't like Jalen Brunson's face. I understand that. I have people that I don't like their face, like the
Yeah.
girl from Last of Us.
Yeah.
I don't like looking at her, but she's a phenomenal actress.
Yeah, old pie face.
Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Oh, you can say.
I don't think you can say that.
Oh, I thought it was like whimsical.
She's the queen of Bear Island in Game of Thrones.
No, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But back then, no pie. She grew into the pie. I don't know.
Have a pair of
Well, once you get an
careful
island, you
about
build.
that,
If you build an island, you get a pie.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. I learned that from radio. I'm blaming that on radio because I was a young kid and I heard that. I didn't even know. I was like, oh, okay. And then I remembered
So
it.
you just absorb insults and then you reuse them, not knowing what they mean.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do like that.
I like
But
that.
that was back in the early 2000s, different time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
Anyway,
justify
next
it.
one.
Okay, yeah, let's get off of
Well,
it.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
let's move
Radio's
on.
Going to NHL.
Oh, God, hold on.
it
Let me
sucks
check.
that the
Oh, I'm
Panthers-
getting a massage later.
The Panthers had to play the Lightning in the first round, which I didn't like. That kind of sucked, but they Pat went on, but they lost last night. The Panthers did,
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay, still going.
but still go. They're in the second round.
There you go.
Stanley Cup is the coolest trophy out of all professional
Oh, for
sports.
sure.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. It's the one that's, I would say, most impressive to hold up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the Lombardi Trophy, it seems like there's been so many of them, and Brady did take it down a notch or two, throwing it on the boat. You know what I mean? I'm not just saying.
Yeah.
It meant
and
that
the World Series with all the pennants, it kind of
He
seems
Floridified
flimsy
it a little bit.
with Major
meant-
League Baseball.
It just meant that it wasn't that important, obviously, to him, but it just also, like, the players kind of thought of it as a joke, and, like, the Stanley Cup still seems to me more revered, even by the players. I think most revered trophy amongst the
I'm
players.
a rock and jock
Out of the
trophy.
4. I used to love the 25-point shot. We
Yeah.
had to like throw it into the rafters.
Well, I remember the first novelty trophy I saw. I was like, that's a better trophy. As a young kid, you know.
So what's going on in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
It's just the Panthers are moved on is pretty much all I was paying
Yeah.
attention to. I'm not
He's
really
a headline
hockey,
kind of guy.
Headline guy.
Yeah, he's a headline guy.
Like, why are you asking me all
Hey,
this
if you're
stuff?
looking for meat, you better walk on down the road, man.
So you
'Cause this
just-
guy comes in there,
I
he's
was
like, hey,
watching- yeah.
the Stanley Cup's going. They're playing some hockey last night. And we're like, okay, man.
The Panthers
You're like a
lost.
crazy
That's all-
person.
pretty
Hey,
much.
hey, they played hockey last night, man. And we're like,
Right.
thank you, homeless man.
You just come on and tell us some.
Well, doing once a month,
Hey,
it's like
hey.
I can't be like really
Baseball
in depth
still.
with stuff. I got to do
There's-
big headlines.
There's some baseball going on right now, too. All right, thank you, EJ. And that's sports. Let's go to weather. I don't know. It's hot outside or something.
It might rain.
Yeah, sun. Yell sun. All right. Okay.
What else you got?
Let's go on to nerd stuff then.
There you go.
All
right.
That's what you
That's
wanted
what
to
I
do.
really know about.
Lean into what you like, you nerd.
Should we talk about Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, I
Yes.
watched the
Have
trailer.
you seen the new trailer that
I
came out
watched-
today?
Yeah, I figured you would have that on your list.
Yeah.
And I watched it. Tom
It got
Hardy-
moved back a year though. It was supposed to come out this year.
I think
in,
that's
like,
probably for the
October,
best.
But I think it's better that they did that. But have you seen the trailer? Looks amazing.
Well, the trailer looks like, and the lead character's name is like Jimmy Duvall, which I'm like, yes, it's
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
Duvall, yeah.
It's Jacksonville.
well,
the
it's
game.
Florida. The
Yeah,
whole
but
state of Florida
but I
is
think
where
they're-
this map is.
I think they're doing old Florida. And what I mean by that is if you watch the trailer, this guy is dating like a hot Puerto Rican girl,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's white trash, and they're going to be like,
Bonnie and Clyde.
they're going to do Bonnie and
Yep.
Clyde, hillbilly Florida trash.
It's trashy Florida.
Yeah.
Like they did a Miami. That's
Yeah, Vice City.
Latino Florida.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it
Like,
is.
Miami,
Well, that
Spanish
was just
Florida.
Miami, Vice City, but it's
Yeah.
it's supposed to go all of Florida. Like it's supposed to have Orlando too, which I'm excited about.
Well,
there's supposed to be a theme park area in the
Yep.
game.
That's what I heard. Is they're
Okay.
gonna make it like we are gonna get the swamp people. We are gonna
Yeah.
get the Disney adults and the theme parks with all the funny stuff. We are gonna get
Oh,
like,
like
Duval,
old people
yeah.
in Naples.
yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna
like
get the old people.
The retirement
Yeah,
communities.
in the new trailer, the old man that pulls up to talk to the Duvall character, he's driving like an F-150 Raptor. I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah.
I was like, this looks like Florida. The dude gets out, he's got flip flops on, cargo shorts, and like a fishing shirt. I'm like, holy crap, that's my neighbor. You know, like it's. I was very
He's like a
excited.
construction site manager that's like, you need you to do little jobs for him and
Yeah,
stuff like that. You
I
can
like
see the
Florida.
missions, yeah.
I like Florida. When I saw the second trailer, and
I'm
it's
super
so
excited.
Florida, and
Yeah.
they did such a good job with it. And when the lead character's last name is Duval, I screamed, and I'm like, this is great. I think this is gonna be great.
Now, with these Grand Theft Auto games, how is it an infinite open world?
No.
Like
No.
when
There
But
is
it's
kind of a
big.
sandbox, but like it's huge.
okay,
Yeah,
gigantic.
that's the reason why it's taken so long.
I can only
It
imagine that
has
this
so much.
one, without even looking at any of the details, will be the largest one. Because why
Yeah.
would you build the next iteration of the game and not make it the biggest?
And when I say
Shoot 5 was
infinite,
huge.
like,
yeah, I thought it was great too. I might go back and play it.
I just mean with like internet I guess add-ons and like you can start like
Oh, the online component of it?
online
Yeah.
component of it.
Yeah,
like
they'll
can you
do
just
that.
make it so
Yeah,
it's
they'll
just
do-
bigger,
definitely do
bigger.
that for sure.
Okay, Grand Theft Auto currently
It's
is
just
still-
mostly online.
They're still adding online stuff to that because people still actively play that every single day. I've got friends that go in and stream it every single day.
But multiple people can't be in the same world. Kind
Yeah.
of. Oh, they
Yeah.
can? Okay.
Yeah,
that's
Grand Theft
all right.
Auto, yeah.
Sorry. I'm
It's
not
basically
familiar.
Call of Duty with Grand Theft Auto.
yeah, you can
kinda
already do it
stuff,
now.
yeah.
Like I've played with listers before where we're driving around the streets of Miami
Okay,
in like a
yeah, okay.
Lamborghini. You know, like this will be you'll be able to
So
do
you can
that.
play with your friends.
Now,
and, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to put this out there. I don't think they're going to launch that at first. Normally, the way that they do it is they launch the game
Yeah, the story mode
with
first.
the story. They let you play that. They give you a few online features. Maybe you'll be able to buy an apartment or hang out or
Yeah.
drive around or something.
A
But they
garage.
don't roll everything out because it's usually like in beta.
Okay.
And then over the next, I'd say probably 10 years, we'll get all of the great stuff that goes with the game. It will be a generationally franchised game, like where, like, it
Every
might be the
decade it'll
game.
come out,
I
yeah.
hate to say this, but it might be the game that if your sons decide to start playing it, it might be the one they play.
Oh, really?
Because
Okay.
the age will line up, right?
Yeah.
The
Well, my
age
son's-
might line up like
My son's
13.
turning 13 in May, so he'll be 14 when it comes out.
Yeah. I mean, that's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can let a 14-year-old.
I think I would let my 14-year-old play it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
just gotta be careful
I'm
about
trying
the,
to be reasonable
the sexual
about it.
content in it and stuff like that.
I think it's going to
14,
go hard.
dude.
I think the sexual
yeah,
content's
because
going to go hard in
they
the
seem
game.
like they're going to do that a lot.
The
Yeah,
first
yeah.
scene in the game
I
is-
knew everything.
She gets
at
out of
14.
prison.
Yeah,
his
she
girlfriend.
he gets the girlfriend out of prison, and the next scene they're rolling around on the bed.
Yeah. I mean, at 14, you know everything.
I didn't
You've
know
seen
everything.
everything.
I didn't
no?
know everything. I knew enough, but I
No.
didn't know exactly
Yeah,
what was
I didn't-
going
You
on.
didn't see all the videos?
I didn't know
I saw the
everything.
videos, but I
in the
didn't
magazines?
understand. That was the
Yeah.
thing.
Well, you didn't understand
14,
the video?
I have some
at
jokes.
14,
They show exactly what's happening.
I knew a lot, but I still thought that ladies had to pick their baby out of the toilet and wash it off.
What?
I made that up.
Well,
Yeah.
14 is ninth grade high school.
I didn't know it all.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the number 2 for pleasure was. I didn't know any of that.
None
None of that. I still don't
Yeah,
really know that.
I
still
couldn't
don't
think of a way
understand
to say that. Which,
that. I still don't understand that.
No, I didn't get any of it at 14, but
Oh, me
I
neither.
saw and knew.
Oh, I knew the yeah.
You've seen videos.
I didn't get a computer though for a long time. You were a little more.
No,
you
back, I saw my dad's VHS video, and my other, my buddy Joe and other like VHS over friends'
I did
houses.
see
and
VHS.
pornos.
Yeah, I did see
VHS
VHS.
stuff. Yeah.
So I mean that shows you everything. There's not so much
Yeah,
going on. There's really a couple
But I think
things.
I was confused. I think there were some things that I
there's
didn't
some
understand.
issues. I'm like, I don't know what's going on exactly here,
Yeah.
but I know.
I was like, I
kinda.
think I get the gist of this, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something for me.
That one doesn't look
What
like
happened?
mine.
I was only motivated by that. At 14, that was my life's goal to get what I got in the video. And I was like, I'll do anything for this.
My dad's a wild videos, man. Like, you know.
yeah. And it were worse than some of the videos I've seen now.
Oh yeah. The videos now aren't creepy. Those were creepy.
Yeah, some of them were creepy.
All right, keep going.
Next thing I have is the Thunderbolts. Did you guys get a chance to go see that yet?
Well, considering both of us, me and Tom are 2 of the largest Avengers fans.
I know.
No, we didn't watch that stupid hunk of crap.
No, I'll
I heard
watch
it's
it with
good.
my
Good.
sons.
I heard it's
good.
good. I heard it's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my sons to the movie theaters to watch it.
Yeah, because aren't you caught up on all the Marvel stuff, or are you still watching the shows and stuff like?
I didn't watch.
Be honest.
Did you watch Daredevil?
You're out of it.
No.
Or did you watch? Because that's a little rough for the kids.
I watched all the way.
I don't let my daughter watch anything with blind people in it. And that's a Dennis rule.
I only watch the Braille parts.
I've only missed I've watched all Guardians of the Galaxy, all the the Avengers movies,
The
Oh,
movies,
talking
not the
6 years
interconnected
ago,
TV
dude.
shows.
Yeah, some of the TV shows we watched, but we didn't see
Like Moon Knight and She-Hulk. Have you watched any
No.
of those?
I'm
Okay,
not a
that's what I
big
figured.
She-Hulk or
I do like She-Hulk. but
Hawkeye.
I only like the
Well,
porno.
that's the reason. The other reason why I was going to bring up that because Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner. Have you heard the story about that? Well,
He got ran over by his own
Oh, he got ran over.
bulldozer.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But
My
no
dad
plow.
also told me on his deathbed to never trust a man that gets run over by his own bulldozer. Well, because that means that's a weak man.
because he was supposed to be in Hawkeye season 2, and they offered him half the money, and he's like, nah. And they're saying that I'm only half a Jeremy Renner because I got ran over by a snowplow. You're only going to give half me the money.
Just get somebody else to play it. It's not that
Well,
important.
I think that he's just trying to use that as an injury so he could use that, or they were going to give him less work to do. They were trying to push the Haley Steinfeld is the new Hawkeye. She's Kate Bishop in the show.
Oh, right. I know what you mean.
He's like that mentor of her, and I think they were just going to show less of him, and that's why they wanted to pay him less. Is my thought on it.
Okay.
It's like you're only going to be barely a cameo. Why are we going to give you a full salary if you're going to be here for
I think
2 scenes?
The payday for this stuff, and look, this isn't my world, but I think the payday for a lot of this stuff is gone because I think most of us, like the initial kind of Marvel, everything is like kind of wane. Even you guys are like that love it are cannibalizing each other and you're eating each other and you're all fighting about it now and you hate it. So I think it's kind of done. You guys crapped it all
I have
up.
some complaints and stuff like
Yeah.
the new Thunderbolts movie. They're already ruining the surprise on some of it. They're showing it that
With
it's
the
the new
posters?
Avengers. Yeah,
Yeah.
the posters. I don't
didn't-
like that.
Okay, I knew that before going in just because
Yeah.
I read, and I thought that was a weird flex too.
I'm like, why? I would at least wait 2 weeks. But I understand they want to get the second week numbers up, and that's why they're doing it this way. It's like, hey, it's the new Avengers movie. You got to go see it instead of it's the Thunderbolts movie. What's the Thunderbolts?
Right.
It's become so big and such big business that they are, of course, acting like any corporation, giant corporation, which is you're easily interchangeable, and we'll just put someone else in there. And that's giant corporation, how they do not want to give one person any sort of leverage against them. You know, they'd rather fail.
They already got that with Robert Downey Jr. So
Yes, yeah. And they probably said, we'll never let this
again,
happen.
yeah.
And, that's I'm sure, that's happened throughout the time of giant corporations. If someone, they learn their lesson. They're like, we'll never let someone get this powerful amongst characters.
You don't want someone
again.
having leverage over you anytime.
Yeah.
Like you guys, I don't want to have leverage against me, which you do, but whatever.
Yeah, that one thing.
I'm thinking of it right now, and I love it. Like, it
it.
makes me smile. Do you know how many?
yeah.
Do you know
Let's
how
just
many
talk about it.
AI songs
No.
I've written about that?
I can't right now.
Do you understand how many AI?
Oh, I
songs?
bet you have like 6 or 7.
Oh, I have
Daniel sends it to me all the time.
I go, here, I made a new rap song.
Can we
about-
just play the AI song about it? And we won't say what it is.
No, the one I
No,
wrote.
it's too
the
specific.
new one
I know
goes
for
into
sure. It'll definitely
the new one
say
goes into
everything.
graphic detail. You know what? Just the fact that you let us fly this close to it makes
I
you
want to
makes
little
you a
close,
tough.
but I
makes
know,
you a
yeah.
tough. This is a tough man right here.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta be careful because
Yeah, he could take some bullying. This guy's a tough.
I know, that's why I like it.
I love this
Take
guy.
anything.
The other thing I have, well, you guys have been spoiling Last of Us for everyone, which is kind of fun. I enjoy.
See,
that.
I don't think I did because I think it's been a long time
It's been
since
known. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like
I
that.
didn't know.
You didn't know?
No, because I don't play. I never played that video game.
I'm not even watching this season. I'm gonna wait till it's all the way over and then watch all of it together.
Have you played the game?
I've never played the game,
Dude,
But I've never played the game. I knew though.
Game over show all day.
Oh, for sure.
All day. Just get the game. I convinced my buddy Will to do that. He's like, I'm just get the game. Yeah, the game is awesome.
Well, it's kind of like God of War. I don't want to see a movie or show about that. I think they would ruin it because the game is so much better.
The God of War is an amazing game. Yeah. Witcher, I thought they did an okay job.
Well, you get someone who loves the show.
But again, game over show all day.
Yeah.
Man.
So,
What are you going to complain about Last of Us?
now I already talked about it a little bit, and I know some people they're like, it's the young, good-looking woman badass. That they try to have to.
She's 5'3" and
But
weighs
in-
116 pounds.
But not only her, other characters. Like, it's not if
Yeah.
she was the only one, it's like, oh well, maybe she's special in some way, and I get that. And it's like,
Well,
no,
she's special because she can't turn. That's the one thing. So that's kind of.
we're gonna have a lot of young.
There might be a reason.
Good-looking women badasses and all, and even the villains.
Okay.
And then I'm just like,
I only like them if they're Amazon. But that's what I'm into.
and
Yeah.
it's not even that there you can't be a young, good-looking woman badass. Of course there can. I've seen lots of them.
It says on your paper here, I will never.
Yeah, I would never let a jiu-jitsu woman tap me out.
Felicia Spencer could beat up most people I know.
Oh, yeah.
And then young,
vouch for
good-looking woman badass, right? So I'm not saying that. I'm saying in the post-apocalyptic world, and just knowing how human behavior, it's like, okay, I understand this might be current times in a different world or whatever, but they're still humans. And I'm like, I don't know if the end of the world human militias would be so accommodating.
They would be filled with 5'3", 116-pound women badasses.
I think it diverged in 2003 because that was like at the beginning of it. That's when it happened, right?
I feel like
it was somewhere around there, like change of the millennium.
the men in this world would be horrible animals, and wouldn't wouldn't be so cool with what's going on here.
I think I can fix this. That's why
attack them.
That's why the game helps.
Yeah.
Because if you're playing
more
the character,
realistic?
it is more realistic because you're playing it and you can get killed.
Yeah. If you get grabs and stuff like that,
Right,
you're going
like
down.
it is like I just think the game's better because you're in charge of it and
There's just some writing where it's like, oh, well, we're gonna go get him, and they were like, oh, we're so afraid of her, we have to listen. And I'm like, I don't think you would listen in real life. I think you would just be like, let's get her.
What do you
Because
do?
you're
It's
crazy.
done. It's done. You're yelling. It's done. You could have just pushed her over.
There's anyway, sorry, I can go ahead.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I had for Last of Us. And also, Andor Season 2 is also out right now. I'm waiting for that to be over with, too, because I'm like, the first episode, it just didn't grab me.
I do a lot of these,
Even though, especially because it's a prequel to...
Throughout the year, I'll ask this. Where are we at on Star Wars? Where are we at?
Everyone loves it, though. It's the most non-Star Wars show.
And people like
everyone's
it?
saying, yeah. And I just...
Are we getting
for
anything
me, I
new?
want Star Wars.
Are we getting anything new from Star Wars?
There's a couple of things. They're doing an animated show. What was it called? Oh, crap. I don't want to get this wrong and get blown up on the BA.
Well, you
page.
will.
Yeah, no. It's
You
like the
will.
underground, like basically all the gangsters of Star Wars.
Oh, that's cool.
Animated show about that. Supposedly Ventress from Clone Wars is supposed to be in it.
That would be.
Yeah.
Now, are we getting any other big pieces?
Movies. There's supposed to be like a Starfighter one they were working on, but it keeps on getting post-production and messes and stuff like that. But it's Star Wars.
Your boys like Star Wars still, right?
They do.
They're into that.
Yeah. And I know this is a kind of Star Wars adjacent, but also old nerd news. But I did watch Dune 2, And
Oh.
and then we started watching the
Dooner.
Dune series.
Did you start talking like the guys in that? Because I know you talk like that all the time.
Swim off right now!
Let's
I can
go.
get you. I was swimming
Let's
yesterday,
go.
and the
I have
whole
my
time,
bathing suit in the
the
truck.
whole
Let's go.
time was all right.
You were in a flow state? You wanna
The
go?
whole time I was like, I can get him now. I'm swimming 1,000 yards every week. Anyway.
Competition lights the
You wanna
fire
do
in my
it?
belly. I'll do it right now. I don't care.
Don't say anything lights the fire in your belly. Because I think we're going to need more wood.
That fire will last forever.
It's a tire fire. Is that what you're saying?
JFK, eternal flame.
Hey, I was thinking more of whale oil.
That's weird. Weren't you supposed to be at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier?
Yeah, pretty much.
So back to Dune.
Yeah.
So I'm watching Dune, and it's good. It's fine.
Is that got Shyamalan in it?
Shyamalan, yeah.
And he's got the booger tube in his nose?
yeah,
Yeah.
Booger Tube. And
And
I
Zendaya
hate-
is in it.
By
yeah.
the way, I hate Shyamalan.
Really?
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet is he's my new
He's a
arch enemy.
nothing for me.
I really hate him.
no,
I
he's
hate his
good.
glasses. I hate his dumb pants.
he wants to be good.
I hate how skinny he is. I hate how I want to hit him with something.
So
My wife doesn't think he's a real man,
Yeah, I don't think he is either.
which is like, okay.
in the
He's gross.
in the movie Dune, this is not spoiling anything, but they have to do this certain sand walk so the worms don't get them, right? Because they
It's like this. You
Let's walk like an Egyptian.
That's my dad joke of the day.
And they're like, we have to do this walk so we don't do a repetitive motion,
Yeah.
which calls the worms.
It's like what we do with stingrays.
You know.
Shuffle your feet.
You shuffle your feet
okay,
when
yeah.
you're going to get a white claw.
Yeah, but it's this whole. I know it's art, and they're like, it's this whole dance, elaborate, the whole zoomy. They can do this like swoopy doo. It's like a.
Please show us how the dance
It's like
is.
it's like a fancy
Yeah.
urban handshake, and Tom hates them.
Yeah.
It's like you can't just walk in a rhythm. Oh god.
Can't you just
Rhythmic
walk in
way.
a rhythm way?
Just talk
Rhythm
like.
cadence.
Rhythm is our dancer.
God damn it! I hate when I mess up in front of EJ. I'll think about this for 2 days
Oh, it's
straight.
gonna bother Tom.
Yeah, I'll stay awake.
This is
I'll be
gonna
like,
help
God
me
damn
not
it.
be melancholy. Thank you,
Can't
Tom. I
you
needed
just
this.
walk in a rhythm way? What were you trying to say?
No.
Try to walk in a non-rhythmic way?
Yes, I
Yes.
mean there's ways besides doing a long swooping
swoopy-doo. And a
Doing the electric slide in the
Right,
sand.
And
Yeah.
it's like you just I understand, just don't walk like do. That gets the worms, all right?
Yeah, take your goddamn shit.
That's
Put
the
some
one
Crocs
thing
on.
you took away from that movie. That's the
Well,
only thing that
I-
bothers you.
no, it's
Not
never-
the slow fighting or any of that
Yeah,
stuff.
just every time they did it, I was like, God, get out of here with that. You can do it. You don't have to do it
You know
exactly
why he's saying
like
that?
that.
Because he wouldn't do it. He knows he'd get eaten
Yeah,
by a worm.
he would definitely get
wouldn't
eaten.
do it, and the worm would come and get you, and you'd be mad
That'd
as
be
hell.
one of the universes Tom would never survive in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if I
With his
start,
stiff legs walking down the
And,
street.
and guess what? He's not wearing that tube in his nose
No.
either. Guaranteed. He'll slap that thing out.
I was barely doing anything. Anyway.
Just like the mask during COVID.
Oh my God, you on sandworms is good. I might have to watch Dune. I haven't watched any Dune.
I haven't watched the second one yet.
I haven't watched any
watched
of
the
it.
first one during the COVID because there was nothing else going on.
After I saw the trailer for the first one and it had that fat man floating in the clouds, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, this is not nerd related, but have you
Okay.
been watching Righteous Gemstones?
I have not. That's the one
It's
show
so funny.
everyone keeps on recommending to me.
I'm caught
It's
up
so
now,
funny.
and it's probably.
I like Walter Goggins. I like Danny McBride. I should watch the show.
And it's extra Baby Billy this season, and
Yeah.
because they knew they were like,
Let 'em eat cake.
America
Yeah.
loves
Yeah.
Baby Billy, and he's in every episode, and it's hilarious.
And isn't it like they're doing like young Jesus, like the years they really don't talk about in the Bible?
Teen Just.
Yeah,
Teen
it's
Jesus.
Tejas. Yeah, you gotta watch Tejas.
yeah, it's super funny.
One of the things too that I think is kind of interesting is that Walton Goggins is going to be on Saturday Night Live,
Yeah.
and he was at the Met Gala last night. That the woman that was made fun of by SNL that it does have the pronounced teeth. I'm blanking on her name. Amy Lee Woods, is that her name or something like that? Like there is like this media narrative where they're like fighting against each
Yeah.
other, and I don't think it's real because they interviewed her at the Met Gala and said like. They went right for her, too. They're like, what do you think about the Walton Goggins thing, him on SNL? And she's like, oh, I think he'll be great because that's what he does best.
Yeah, it's like the 50th anniversary. Like
Yeah,
him
it
and Scarlett Johansson are supposed to finish up the season.
I don't think it was a real thing. I don't
Oh, you think it was just played up so they could get press about it.
I think it may
and
have
make
been
a stir about it.
No, it may have been real within the media, but I don't. Between the two of them, I don't think
you're
it
making
was
fun of me. That's good because that means you like me. Probably
I
same
don't
thing.
think
Right
it's
as
a
I come
thing.
here.
I don't think it's a thing.
probably
But the
not.
media wants it to be, so they
yeah.
just keep
Well,
push
it
the
was.
narrative,
I mean,
yeah.
the media made it a thing. Like I would go in here to look for just something incidental for us to talk about,
Yeah.
and it was like lead story. I'm like, I don't. Like after her saying it, she's like, "Oh yeah, he's great at improv. I loved working with him."
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
well, there it's dead.
But there's always publicists that are pushing stuff like that all the time, just to get your
guess.
person out there.
So let's talk Met Gala real quick because I hate, and I don't know
The weird
if,
dresses.
Well, no.
I hate
the,
it too.
The
I'm
fact,
glad
like it
you
either,
hate it
yeah.
too.
the fact
The
that
fashion is dumb.
the NFL players are going.
Oh yeah,
and
like
now they may
Jalen
have,
Hurt was there with his wife.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they may have always gone, but I don't remember stories about because I saw multiple NFL players at the Met Gala, and
Kelsey kind of started that, being like a fashion-y guy.
Probably
was it?
Or Cam Newton. There are guys eccentric,
that love
rich,
dress up.
that
yeah.
can access the designers that we can't as normal people that like that world. A$AP Rocky's in that world. You wouldn't guess he's in that world. Kanye likes to think of himself as being in that world. But to be in the fashion world is almost like I don't know. To me, it's like saying I'm a photographer. You know, everybody says that.
Yeah.
Like A$AP Rocky wore his. He was like Anna Wintour from Vogue asked me to wear a black designer, and he said, so I wore myself. All of this was designed by me, and I'm like, oh, that's all crap. You didn't do nothing.
I might be old school, but I like a good dodo, big tooth Elway that doesn't know nothing, that drinks Miller Lite and doesn't go to
You're more of a hero with Brett Favre and stealing
No,
money
yeah.
from people.
We like Elway. You want to know why we like
farm
Elway?
and that old, like they would
Yeah.
never be.
They would
caught
never do
dead.
that stuff.
Yeah,
They'd rather be like.
We like Elway because he's
Larry
gonna
Bird.
crash his golf cart and kill his best
No,
friend.
no,
That's what we
no,
like.
come on.
Did he die?
Yeah,
Too
Oh,
soon?
man.
Too soon?
yeah.
You know the difference between John Elway and Vince Neil?
What?
Nothing. They both crashed a car, killed their best
Killed a
friend.
friend, yeah.
Yeah, nothing. There's nothing. Both famous. Too soon? Too soon? Am I not allowed to do that?
Did he go like this before he died?
Did you see? Did you the social media video of Cam Newton going up to Shador Sanders, and then Shador's like calling him a weirdo because he's shredded.
It kind of makes you like Shador a little bit.
I wish I pulled that. It did. And
did?
No, it did make me like Shador, and I do not like him, and now I do.
Yeah.
It changed my mind.
Because
You're exactly
Cam
right.
Newton has round, future balloon glasses.
Yeah, huge
and-
top hat.
yeah, but
with a
knitted-
feather in it.
But he's always wearing like a knitted purple Bizarro shirt. And then but Shador's
Looks like Grandmama Larry Johnson back in the day.
Yeah. I forgot what he said, but he's like, "Oh, you like no." He's like weird. Something about being weird, and
Yeah.
it was funny because Cam Newton like pretended like he didn't hear it, just because it's
It hurt
embarrassing.
his- It hurt his feelings for sure.
Like a young new recruit, like you're a has-been, Newton. You know what I'm saying? And you're Newton's a has-been.
Yeah, he is a has-been, but
Yeah.
but he's also talking to a never was yet. So
No, it's true, but
Yeah,
when he
no,
gets
that's
here,
true.
but
He could have played his way out a little better. He didn't handle that
Yeah.
well.
yeah, but it's still funny because Newton's
Super funny.
because he still says like he'll talk crap about players and stuff and like
Yeah.
and like say
I
his
like
real
that.
opinion.
It makes
I
it
do,
funny.
I do
Yeah.
like it, but then
I think Antonio
'Cause it's
Brown
real.
I think
But-
Antonio Brown was just on Kill Tony.
but if you
really,
Yeah.
if you do that, you gotta take the weirdo.
Oh, you're gonna take
Because
some shots.
when
Yeah,
you
for
dress
sure.
like a weirdo.
Yeah. That's the thing I've never understood about Cam Newton is like he would dress how you want to dress. But if you're dressed like a grandma, you can't say that. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, you have
that's
to
a
be
weird.
self-aware.
He
Yeah.
was in that class with Tebow and the killer Aaron Hernandez. He was at Florida when those guys were there.
Yeah,
so
he
of
was a
course
badass.
it was a really weird area. And then he went to Auburn. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about Belichick for a second.
See, I don't care about that story.
no, you-
That's why I didn't even bring it up.
Tom
Like, I
doesn't.
don't care about
Tom's been
an
taken
old guy
up.
with a young lady. Okay.
Tom's been taken up for all. If you're in that camp too. No, Jordan is ruining his. She's gonna ruin it.
I don't know.
Old Jordan's
I think
gonna
it's just
ruin
a
it.
media narrative that it's like.
No, you can look at her face. All I need to do to know that I'm right is look at that mean ass face when she's peeking over those monitors, like about to like shut it down. I'm like, oh, Bill, you don't know what what you got yourself
you're
in,
in trouble,
buddy.
yeah.
You got yourself a 24-year-old grun-faced
Yeah.
carp. Oh God. You got yourself. You got yourself an
She's
accelerated
making money
old.
on real estate like crazy. I've like her,
Oh,
her
yeah.
portfolio went from
And then
200,000 to $8 million.
And nothing says come and be recruited by North Carolina like, hey, I need my 24-year-old girlfriend to be CC'd on all emails that go to the coaching staff. Nothing says confidence like that.
Here's what I'm gonna say. If I can put myself in Belichick's shoes, and let's say 30 years, which is about his age,
so
right?
you're gonna
So
coach a bunch of Super Bowls and win them.
let's say no, in the podcast world,
Yeah.
30 more years, I
Okay.
become the Belichick of podcasts.
But I
right?
am not answering to your 24-year-old girlfriend. I'm not
Daniel's
CCing
dead, of
her on
course.
email.
Yeah.
I'm not CCing her on it. Well, Maisie won't either. I have already instructed Maisie to not CC your 24-year-old girlfriend on any of what happens here at the podcast.
And let's say I amassed over $100 million like Belichick, and I'm the Belichick of podcasts, where I've won
you should start
every
calling yourself that. I do
Well,
appreciate it.
isn't Adam Carolla the Belichick of podcast? Because
yes,
didn't he do
yeah.
the same thing?
Well, this
he left his wife for that young lady too.
yeah.
he did.
But
So it's already been done. So you're just
But he-
copying someone else.
Me and Tom
Okay.
are so boring.
he hasn't amassed what Belichick has amassed.
Yeah.
Belichick has amassed an amount of money that's a F you, F everybody
Yeah,
amount
he
of
doesn't
money.
care.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
It's a generational wealth. And it will
Hence
never
why
be
he's
served.
living the way he's living.
And then you
I
get
don't blame him.
and then I get to, I'm 73 years old, and then let's say, I downgrade. I can't work in the professional podcast industry anymore. No one wants me, but I go work down, in the college level podcasts. And I get there, and then in between that time, I'm like, oh, this is good. Some 24-year-old expressed some interest in me, and then she's doing,
no. Let's
what.
call it what it really is. Let's call it what it really is.
I don't care.
So you're nobody wants your podcast.
Yeah.
You use an escort site to find this 24-year-old, and you say, "Hey, I'll give you X amount of dollars." You're not really explaining this. She just kind of reads through the lines.
Yeah.
It's a business deal.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
buying her to come.
Yeah.
So let's
that's the
no,
best
I'm
deal.
just saying you got to call it what it is, though.
Yeah.
You got to call
Yeah.
it what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the theory or speculation.
No, but you say things with certainty on the show all the time. I'm doing it too. That
Well,
she
yeah.
was an escort.
Oh,
It's a deal.
well, you don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I know.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
She's
Definitely.
not there for his
Definitely.
looks.
I don't know, man.
Or personality. Have you
All you
talked
have
to
to do
him?
when he says that is just go,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Here's how I know she's not, because escorts know other escorts, and they would have come out already.
Yeah,
and
but
said like, I worked with her.
Three
already.
other presidents of big companies that dated her have already come out. Not an escort.
Yeah, but where's
Three
that?
other presidents that dated her of other companies, and they all met her
Yeah.
on what? Plenty of fish?
Well,
Come on, man.
Well, I mean, she could be a gold digger, which, or an opportunist,
No.
which is fine.
I'll still go
And
with my theory.
And in fact, escort's fine with me. Gold digger, fine,
Yeah,
whatever.
just go with escort.
Who cares? Because I have unlimited money, and I want to bang this 24-year-old, and that's all. And then I want to, coach my football, do whatever I want, and then have this relationship. I feel like he's the winner in all this.
Well, the
and
best
who's
thing
the
for
loser?
your team right now is,
His kids?
and the best thing for the team right now is not happening. There are plenty of reports saying that North Carolina was supposed to have had a really, really good
Class.
recruiting
Yeah.
class, and that they are lukewarm at best, and they equate all of this to a lack of confidence within him and his assistant, which is her.
Is she really his assistant?
She's being CC'd on
Yeah.
all operational emails.
Yeah, but what does
There
that
are-
mean? That means nothing.
That it means it has to go through her first. She shut
That
down the
CC is
hard
not-
knock thing. The hard knock thing that was going to happen, she shut that down. She made the call on it. He's not making the shots.
So she wouldn't have control
He's
of the
not
hard knock
calling the
thing.
shots
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, but how do you know she's not? He's not just telling her that, and then she's.
I
handling
don't
it.
know that, but
Yeah,
I'm just
Belichick
saying
is-
that
he's
this
not-
doesn't build confidence.
You're not giving some 24-year-old say over his life. Come on.
I'm just
I mean,
saying,
how
look,
ridiculous
I'm just
does that
saying
sound,
the
though?
truth, and you're doing the same thing I do. and
You're
I'm just
falling
going,
into.
I don't know.
You're
I don't
falling
know.
to media.
I don't know.
BS.
Guess we'll find
Tom,
out.
who's in charge of your life?
I
Is it
guess
a
we'll
woman?
find out.
Yeah, well, in certain
I'm
things
just
that I
saying
don't
it's
care
probably the
about,
same-
just like Belichick. I don't care about any of this. He's like, I just want to do my job. But
I don't
Crystal's not
CC
in charge.
Crystal on podcast emails. I know I don't do that.
Yeah, because she don't want that. But if she
But
did,
she
that's
said-
great.
So
Would you
why
make
would
it
Jordan?
But what
Why
if-
would Jordan want that?
But
then?
see, being CC'd is not you have to go through her. It's just that you're tagging her so she can read it too.
And well, why would she
Why
need
would I-
that?
yeah.
And if I were a young man,
'Cause
that
I
were
told-
gonna, if I were a young man that were interested in going and playing for a championship coach, and if I heard that, I'd be like, God damn, so you're gonna have to your young side
girlfriend?
piece. I
Yeah.
gotta shoot an email past her first to go talk to Grandpa.
Well, but that's not CC. That's not pass her first.
You're playing
CC.
semantics to try and win your argument. You're losing. You lost. When you're explaining, you're losing.
No.
He hates this. He
Tom
lost.
doesn't want
He
to
lo-
live.
he
You're
doesn't wanna
ruining
lose.
his fantasy. That's what it is.
And you know what he hates is I hit him with I'm like, oh, she's doing this, she's doing this, she's
Facts.
doing this,
No,
she's doing this.
but
He's
that's
like,
facts.
that don't mean nothing, which is what I do. And he said you can't do that.
No, but
Stop being so sensitive, Tom.
Hey, you lost this one, buddy. It's
No, I
okay.
didn't lose
You
it.
lost this argument.
No. You're
Yeah.
you're going. The media and the people hate women, and then
I don't hate women.
No,
Well, that's
I
what's
love
happening. She's one time acted like a publicist, like we're not talking about that, which any other publicist would have
Do
done.
that, yeah, for sure.
And then people are like, "Oh, how dare she tell Belichick?" And
Tom
then-
is totally wrong in the chat room. Great, that's all I needed to say. There you go.
Yeah, but what tells you that Belichick's like, I'm so weak, I'm just gonna let this girl take over my entire? Give me a break. You think someone like a 73-year-old Belichick's gonna say that?
His
Who's gonna-
program is not looking good.
Who thinks Belichick is like, oh,
I'm
she's
going
gonna
on the
yell
proof.
at me?
All
What
I-
are you talking about?
All I
What
can
are-
do is go on the proof.
Yeah,
The
but-
recruitment class,
Yeah.
they said, and this is not me, these are men, the sports writers that saw the people that they were expecting to go to North Carolina did not. All right.
Yeah. Why?
So it's just a that must
Because
have
of
just
Also,
that-
it's recruiting. Who cares?
yeah.
Like, they're not proven or anything.
Right,
It's like
you're
they're
right.
good in high school, okay, but when they get to the next level, are they going to be good?
Yeah, and Belichick knows. It's just all noise. Now, he did open himself up to all this distraction.
By
which-
doing this, it's a mistake, I think.
And
which
he's
is,
not, and also
he
he's-
should have known better.
He's
after all.
also not right now hiring an emergency PR person. That's not happening either. Don't look that
No,
up. That's
he'll
not
never do
happening.
that.
No, that is happening right now.
Is he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Really?
well, because people came
He
to him.
knows
and
how
like,
to deal with the media, though.
well, not in the
He's one of
college.
the- Yeah, I
didn't-
guess in that scenario, he doesn't know
it
how
doesn't
to do
matter,
it.
right?
Yeah.
These are just things that are actually happening, but they don't matter.
They don't matter.
Yeah.
They kind of don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know,
Like I
like,
said,
he knows what he's doing.
Like I
Nothing
said at
wrong's
the beginning,
happening.
I don't really care
Yeah,
about the
nothing's
story
wrong's
anyway.
happening. No, it's totally fine. Nothing's right.
This doesn't move the needle for me at all. It's like a guy,
Like even
an old
Conway
man
J.
with a young
Conway J
lady.
says she's literally interrupting him during interviews.
Yeah, but that's what a publicist does, Conway J.
So she's a publicist now?
Well, that's what she was
That's
acting
weird.
as his publicist during that interview, which
I
any
think
other
he's on the-
publicist.
Tom's on the tape.
Tom's on the
No,
tape.
no.
Yeah, you're
Did
on
you
the
get
tape.
some money from North Carolina?
No,
Did you get
I
an
don't care.
endowment or something like that?
I just see things like this, and you're like, because that's a narrative of like, oh, women just got a claws in them, controlling them, because that's what I'm afraid is gonna happen to. It's like that narrative of
It's
like
happened quite a
she's
few times to you, yeah.
controlling Belichick now. It's like, what part of Belichick's personality have you known over the years is like some 24-year-old's gonna be like controlling his
Tracy
every
says,
move?
I'm amazed Tom thinks it's okay that she's his publicist. Look, he'll think anything's okay if it wins his argument. Come on, man.
That
He'll
might have been a
flip-
bad
he'll
move,
flip-flop
but-
every different
But,
side. Just
but
as like,
Daniel's implying that she's now taking control of all football operations. That's ridiculous. It seems
I didn't
absurd.
say. I'm saying she CC'd on football operations. I didn't say she
Yeah,
was
but-
taking control
why
of
does
it.
she
I
need
was
that?
just
Like,
saying. Look, I'll just go back to my example again. If I were being recruited and I found out that I had to CC Tom's wife on it, I'm not going to your school.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I think it does not breed confidence. It does not look like the Belichick of the old dusty sweater and
But also, it,
mega
like,
championship.
I think that does help with NIL, though. Her being there probably helps with NIL stuff.
Why?
Because you're getting media coverage, and it's gonna help you with stuff like that and bringing attention.
See, I
So
don't
you
know
have a
enough
more-
about that to say
I
whether
think you're
it would
getting
help
more
or not.
exposure because of the whole scenario that's going on there.
Oh, if he
so
just
that's
wants
the reason
exposure,
why.
then you don't. Then
He's
don't,
doing the right things for
If
exposure.
he just wants exposure, then nothing I say matters.
Yeah, nothing matters.
But
Yeah.
definitely doesn't want the story because the story is that like so this lady
That
has
the
some
lady's
sort of
in
And,
control.
control.
and then
over
again,
it.
I ask myself this too:
And it's like,
how old
that
is he?
Seems ridiculous.
How old is he?
72.
Also, I don't
74?
think that
Old.
he's a human, right? I
Yeah.
think at 70, whatever, as an old man, I don't think you're okay with people saying even what I'm saying right now. So if the
Yeah.
media is saying that, you can bet your ass he's not sitting back just being, that's just noise. It bothers him. It bothers him.
Eh,
It
I
may
don't
not
know,
bother him.
kinda-
He
yeah,
may not
he's
care
kind
at
of
all.
that guy
I think
that
it
doesn't
bothers
care.
him. I think
Yeah.
it bothers him, or he wouldn't have hired the emergency PR person.
Yeah, maybe.
He-
Or they forced him to.
But he-
like maybe the school made him.
Okay, that's
Made him
another
hire
thing,
that.
but that looks weak.
But that's
that looks weak. The school is now telling you what to do. You're Belichick.
But it's a school. You're getting paid. They're one providing the paycheck, not the other way around.
They're still there.
She's not an employee, though, of
That's
that.
true.
She also says that she's the chief operating officer of Belichick Holdings. Look that up.
All right. What does that mean, though?
I don't know, but she's saying it.
Yeah.
To me, it's not helpful.
Like I said, you have more ammunition than I do, so I have no clue what's going on because I don't care.
This thing just feeding into the Reddit narrative of this. She's the devil. She's the banshee, and
See,
she's
I just want
screaming the
Belichick-
siren song at him. And it's like, oh, come on.
I just want Belichick to go into his normal next question.
No.
Oh, just old man wants to bang a 24-year-old? Okay.
I don't blame him for that.
That's been going on for eternity.
Yeah.
Back up the tape. Never said anything bad about that. Back up the tape.
All right, EJ, we got to get out of here. What? You
Mike
got
Conn
nothing?
is coming back next year, so
Nah, that's
definitely
a
playing for
long
that.
time away.
Yeah, no.
Next year?
Come see me at Bullenbush and do trivia with
Are you going to
Ross.
ever do comedy again?
I don't know. Every once in a while I get the itch, but every once in a while it's like then I'm like I'm rusty and I don't want to fucking bomb. Sorry. I cussed.
that was unnecessary.
Sorry.
All right. Well, on that note,
That hurt my feelings a little bit.
And you think that not wanting the bomb would have you not get into comedy at the
Ever.
beginning?
No.
Yeah, all right. Okay. All right. We'll be right back.
Sorry about that, man.
No, it's fine.
you know I don't care.
At least it's at the end. We know.
It's easy to find at the end, I guess. I know. It's in the middle. Ugh.
These are so easy to cut out. Don't ever worry.
Sorry about that. Like
No,
I usually
no, no,
don't.
no. Stop.
Eh.
All right. Where does that go?
That is Tuesday 1 and 2.
Tuesday 1 and 2, and then we got one more thing. You want to hang out for Bob Zaney?
Sure, I'll hang out for Bob Zaney.
We just got 7 minutes to do.
I could do 7 minutes.
Tuesday.
I'm not in a rush.
For
I don't have to pick up the kids on Wednesday because I got the extended day.
I wonder if Bob can do it earlier.
I can ask him.
I thought we'd end closer to 2:40.
I pulled in EJ. That's my bad. If we'd have gone at the normal time instead of a little early, we would have been okay. This is that's my bad. If we'd have gone at the normal time instead of a little